George, you're live.
Oh, cool. I'll just go out there and talk to him, Josh. I'll tell him what's going on.
So we've been desperately trying to exchange Bitcoin for dollars or pesos or anything, and no one will take it. We went to every single store possible, but then we just started to go to tech stores, and they said they'll exchange Bitcoin for pesos, but they won't do Bitcoin. They'll do USDC. So they'll use Coinbase or Binance. So right now we're getting the Bitcoin, going to Binance, and then going to exchange it for pesos. And that's what they're doing right now. But they're doing it for a good exchange rate. When we've exchanged dollars for pesos, they'll usually give us 95 cents on the dollar. They're going to give us 97. So this is the best exchange rate we've had and the only opportunity to exchange Bitcoin. So we're getting $300 worth of pesos. It should be a good time. Also, I like the professionality of the horizontal camera. We had to set up some external devices to make this happen. It might impact the internet connection, but at least we have horizontal video. So George is sending Shane the Bitcoin. Shane is transferring it.
No, okay. So did you tell him what was going on with Shane? How he found this place at like a tech store?
Yeah,
it was really a brilliant idea. I didn't even think about that because it's not on the BTC map or anything. But these guys are they don't have Bitcoin, but what they do transact with quite frequently are stable coins. So that would be like Tether. I think it's USDT, and then they said they also accept Coinbase. I think that's USDC
and Binance.
Yeah, and then whatever Binance coin is. Watch your stuff there, Josh. And so anyway, Shane just happens to have a wallet that I think can do USDC. So what he's trying to do is take Bitcoin from his on-chain wallet, transfer it. I think that's what he's doing. Transfer it to his wallet that has USDC, so then he can give it to these guys, and then they will give us pesos, and then I'll take Bitcoin from my Blue wallet, and then transfer it to Shane to reimburse him, and then he can give us the cash. So that's what we're trying to do right now, but Shane is having problems with the app, and he doesn't know if the app that he has is compatible with USDC, so he might have to, I don't know. So I think where we are right now is if he doesn't figure it out in the next 5 minutes, we're going to have to we're going to have to go to the next hotel, figure out what apps we need to download to get the Tether or the USDC, and then come back when they're open and then do the transaction. So I think that's kind of where we are right now.
Yeah, everyone says that your grandmother could use Bitcoin. I think this is proof that in this current state, it's just it's not practical.
Yeah, in theory, it's fantastic. And I'm not saying that Bitcoin isn't a store of value and all those things. I'm not speaking negatively about Bitcoin. I think everyone should own it to have purchasing power to the system. One thing that has been fantastic about Bitcoin is obviously the best when it comes to being able to transport it very, very easily. But what we found is actually turning it into purchasing power right now is extremely difficult. And we're having to really get creative in order to do it. It's not as easy as you read online where, you just go to a Bitcoin cafe and just peer-to-peer, no problem. That's what I thought was going to happen. That hasn't been true. It's not to say that it won't happen in the future, but right now, and you would think of any place where you would be able to transact very, very easily in Bitcoin, and they'd be all about it, would be Argentina, in a country where they're experiencing hyperinflation. And let's remember, Mendoza isn't a town of 50,000 people. There's over 1 million people here, so it's a good-sized town. It's not like you're out in the sticks. So the main takeaway right now is to transact outside of the system of CBDC world, you want to use all tools. You want to use Bitcoin, you want to use gold and silver, but you definitely want cash. Cash is like the ultimate. Not as a store of value, obviously, but as a medium of exchange right now for the next foreseeable future, 5 years, it's all about cash. And so from a standpoint of plan B, if I'm thinking about building a watch list, what I'm doing is trying to figure out which countries I would like to spend time where the largest percentage of transactions are settled in cash, because they have the lowest probability of banning cash in the near future. So that's kind of where we are right now.
Yeah, so someone's saying that you should just get XRP because it's instant liquidity. The problem is Bitcoin is too, but
how the hell would I transfer?
That's the problem.
Cash?
That's the problem that we're having. Is nobody's taking the Bitcoin, and that has the highest network out of any crypto.
No, but to be fair though, no one's taking the gold and silver.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like.
Well, they'll take the gold and silver, but for 50 cents on the dollar.
But I'm saying, no business is saying I will give you goods or services for silver.
Yeah.
They're only saying I'll give you cash for silver. And then, if you guys want a funny story, see this? It's actually a diesel too. So this is a diesel Peugeot. That is actually the car I had in high school and my first year of college. Mine was a 1978 diesel Peugeot 504, and I think that's almost exactly what it is. But mine was maroon, so even uglier.
Right, let's go check on Shane.
Yeah, let's see how Shane's doing. But that's really kind of the challenge is, you think, well, I'll just barter, I'll have all these silver coins or gold coins, and that's what I can use to transact. And maybe in the future that may be true, but right now, not even close. And let's remember, we are in a country right now that is experiencing hyperinflation. So even if your argument is, well, when the U.S. goes through hyperinflation, then it's going to be no problem to transact in these silver coins. Maybe not. So that's the main takeaway.
Let's go see. I have a feeling that this might pose an issue getting this Bitcoin or exchanged right now.
How's it going, Shane?
We're trying to see if we can do Bitcoin directly. So problem, the USDC coin operates on, you can do different protocol networks.
Yeah.
The place that I have it is not supporting the Binance Smart Chain, which is what he wants.
Oh, okay.
So then I was looking at Coinbase, but because of Klaus, I'm having trouble buying Tether on Coinbase.
They want Tether specifically.
Well, I thought Tether would make it easier. So right now we're looking at Bitcoin, sending Bitcoin directly. So we're looking at a new exchange.
Okay. And it takes a while to send Bitcoin too. Or would you just do the fast and pay for the fee?
Yeah, I'll just pay for whatever the fee is. And then just also too, if it takes too long, these guys have to go. We can just go download the app, figure it out, come back when they're open, and then.
Is that Bitcoin?
So that's for Bitcoin. So can I just give them move on?
Let me try.
So this is what a lot of the transactions look like. Just sitting there trying to figure it out. And it just poses so much hassle that nobody wants to deal with. So hopefully the network continues to get built out and transactions like this become easier. But I mean, it is difficult to exchange gold, silver, Bitcoin, even dollars in a lot of cases. A lot of businesses just won't even take dollars. Then we have to go find someone to exchange dollars for pesos. And it's just been nothing but hassle. Yeah, Joe says the future of finance seems slower. As of right now, that is definitely seems like the case. So Josh says, what city are we in? We are in Mendoza, Argentina. After this, we are going to be going on a wine tour, but we need to get cash to go on the wine tour. So the hotel's $100 a night. We have enough cash for that, but then we're out of cash. So we need to exchange our gold and silver or our Bitcoin for some cash right now, and specifically pesos, if we want to go on the wine tour. If not, we won't even be able to get dinner. So that's what we have to do this afternoon, or we are just completely screwed. And this is not the first places we've tried to get Bitcoin. We went to 5 different Bitcoin cafes because everyone just says, oh, just use the app where it shows where they accept Bitcoin. And every single app or every single location that said they accept Bitcoin, they wouldn't transact with it. It just wasn't possible. So this is the first place that we found in Mendoza. And we went to probably 10 different places to try and exchange gold, silver, Bitcoin, nothing. We found one lady yesterday, if you were watching the live stream, who was just a little silver jewelry dealer on the side of the road. That's the only person who accepted silver, and she bought 1 silver coin. Besides that, we've not found a single person that's within reason. And every Bitcoiner says quick, easy, and fast. This could not be a slower or harder process. It's not to throw shade, but it's more so to show the importance of, if you want this to take over as a global network, which is really what it would need to be, it has so much improvements what needs to be done. But we're also only less than a few decades into having Bitcoin, and they've already had so much progression. But to say that in 5 years, Bitcoin will be the only currency used, that is, I think, very naive at best.
USD? No, 100 USD, eso. Ese es el dólar.
No más.
No. Eso es lo.
He only has $97 worth. Entonces, en pesos solo, was it 97,
97,000.
It's no más.
No.
Okay, so that's the most they have. Okay, no problem.
O sea, el equivalente USD de Bitcoin.
Okay, entonces, let's see, so it would be basically $100. $100 would be.
Yeah, he was offering us 970 per 100 US dollars.
Oh, let's see. So 150.
George's is quick and easy.
Okay, let's try it right here.
No. Está mal esa cuenta, no sé cómo explicar.
In dollars, entonces, en pesos, it's
No, es que,
lo mismo.
¿dónde se compra eso? ¿Dónde es? ¿Qué app? A ver, permiso. A ver, transacciones. No. Dale. Una buena. Pero no.
Vale, está sacando mal la cuenta.
Sí, es que no sé dónde está ahí.
I think.
Let's do 100.
No, I don't have that
Mira,
much.
a ver, espera, déjame ver.
Did you have that denominated in pesos?
No, I had let's see what it is.
No sé qué te
It wasn't $197, was it?
pues,
Let's try it.
No, he doesn't have that much.
Max, fíjate si
See if you can denominate it in pesos. See if it's USD.
150 USD.
Just
Yeah.
denominate
Hold on.
Just denominate it in pesos, dude. That's the problem.
No, it's
Eso sería
145.
I got this.
But he's asking for $145.
No, that's what he's going to do.
Bitcoin.
Let's try.
Espera, ¿viste? Está mandando número.
No.
No, 43. Claro, no. No sé si las redes se dejan mucha comisión.
I think that's the transfer fees.
No.
Mucha comisión.
Oh, that's insane, dude.
Okay, we can't do that. So 150 US transferred from mom because of the exchange rate. It's only going to be $44 that he receives.
Oh, black market versus.
Because there's the transfer fee, and then I assume Moon's converting
Okay, Solado ahora abierto.
Mañana de 9 a 18.
Okay.
Para hacerlo más tranquilo, de último.
Okay, yeah. Necesitamos Tether.
Bien.
It's not.
Nosotros lo que es TRS-20, USDT, TRS-20 al instante.
Yeah, mucho mejor.
Claro, USDT, USDC, esas monedas sí al instante. Por ahí si lo pueden convertir y tener una billetera que sea más fácil, más rápido.
Ok. Entonces mañana 9.
9 a 18.
Okay.
Ajá.
All right.
Chicos.
Gracias.
No.
So what just happened, George?
Wow.
The
Okay.
fee. Wait, just stop here for a second.
So he was, I don't know if we're doing it right, but Shane was trying to take from his Moon account, MUUN, to this gentleman's.
Yeah, so he had a, I think it was red Bitcoin or something, but basically I had about 200 USD dollars.
There's about 150 trying to transfer.
Yeah, and at the end of the transfer, after I paid my network fees, he was only going to get about $48 left, which means we lost basically $100 in just whatever was going on.
Yeah, for a $150 transaction, somehow the fees equaled 100. I still,
I don't know why.
but that's just basically what the app was telling you.
Yeah.
So what we have to do now is we have to go down there and see if we can do gold, silver, because
Hola, amigo.
we got to have some more money before we go out to the winery, and then we need gas tomorrow and whatnot. So we're going to have to unload some silver, hopefully at a good price. And then once we get out there, we're going to have to figure out how we can get these guys USDT directly or USDC in a way that's efficient for tomorrow.
I'd say the famous last words there are hopefully we get the gold and silver at a good price.
Yeah.
We'll have to see you guys in a
I
little
don't know
bit.
if they want to stay in the live stream because the gold place.
I don't think my phone will handle staying
Those
this.
were really nice
Oh,
guys,
okay.
though. They were offering us basically so Argentina has like the unofficial exchange rate. They were going to give us like a fantastic deal. Basically, Bitcoin convert right into pesos for what US dollars would be worth. That was really nice.
Yeah, and that's what we've seen with a lot of people, except the gold and silver guys. Those ones just want to screw you. They're those. So my phone's gonna die, so we'll do another live stream at the gold and silver spot. But man, this is so difficult. It's so difficult.
This is definitely a challenge, for sure. But we'll get it done here. Probably not. I mean, we've already done a live stream from the gold place, so I'll probably do another live stream when we get out to the winery and we get kind of get organized. So anyway, see you in the next video, guys.